Welcome to math class. We are continuing on with the Math Makes Sense 9 textbook, chapter 2, and we're actually basically worked our way through the unit. Now we're going to quickly go over the end unit review before we do our last assignment and our unit test. So today we're just going to go over a couple examples from this review, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit of a heads up as to what's going on. So we're going to start with question 3A. Pretty simple, but just to make sure we review, if we are given a question where they've written repeated multiplication, 3 times 3, what they want us to do is rewrite it as a power, which winds up being, in this case, 3 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and they want you to tell us the answer. If we punch it into our calculator, we get 729. Very, very simple. So do the rest of question 3 on your own. We're going to plow ahead and we're going to get to question 8. So question 8E. We want to write this as a power of 10. A couple things going on here. They've written it in English, so 1,000. So the first thing we want to do is rewrite it as a number. We are in math class anyway. 1,000. They want us to write it as a power of 10. 10s are the easy ones. All we have to do is count the zeros. So I get 10 to the power of 1, 2, and 3. 1,000 is 10 to the power of 3. That is your final answer for 8E. Go ahead and try the rest of question 8 on your own. We're going to keep moving ahead all the way up to 9A. Question 9 is using our power of 10 skills to rewrite what we might call normal numbers. So for instance, if they give us 700 million, we can rewrite that as a power of 10. We look at this and it is the same as 7 times 100 million, which we know that we can rewrite as a power of 10. So we rewrite it as 7 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 zeros. We can do this for every single step of the numerical places. All we have to do is continue adding. However, in this one, we don't have any other numbers, so it's a really quick and easy final answer. 7 times 10 to the power of 8 is the same as 700 million. Go ahead and do the rest of question 9 on your own. We're going to move on to question 13A, which I believe is one of the first of our word problems. Nope, still simple math. This one we are just evaluating, but they're going to be trying to trick you a little bit. We can't use any of our shortcuts yet because it's a lot of addition and subtraction. So 13A is 3 to the power of 4 plus 3 to the power of 2. Remember, adding. No shortcuts for exponents. So we simply have to solve it. So what we get here is 81 plus 9. So our final answer is 90. Should be able to do 13 fairly simply on your own from there. So we're going to keep flying ahead. I know this is a quick video, but this is just a reminder for how to do a couple of the steps in here. So we're actually going to look at question 14A now. Question 14 is asking us to use all the different steps of our order of the operations to find out the answer. We have 2 cubed plus 5 minus 2 in brackets to the power of 4. So we have a couple different options to how we solve those brackets, but first things first, we're going to deal with the easy number. 2 cubed is 8 plus, I'm going to solve the brackets first since I always find that easier. So 5 minus 2 gives me 3 to the power of 4, which is the same as 8 plus 81. So our final answer here is 89. Go ahead and do the rest of question 14 on your own. 15, 16, and 17, actually basically the next handful of questions are all fairly simple and stuff we've done in recent assignments. You should be able to review those on your own. The next tricky one is 23. So we're going to take a quick look at 23A here. I'm actually going to, this will be the, whoop, no, I'm losing my spot on the board. 23. Save that for later. 26 can come down. We're going to look at, oh, smartboard's playing with me today. So we're going to look at 23A. They want you to write each expression as a product or quotient of powers and then evaluate it. So what they want you to do is the distributive property. So if they're giving you 3 times 5 in the brackets to the power of 3, what they want you to do is actually distribute this. So I'm now going to get 3 cubed times 5 cubed. I'm going to solve this one. So I'm going to get 27 times 125, and I wind up with a final answer of 3,375. So that's what you're doing for question 23. And then the last example for today's video, we're going to look at, oh, looks like it disappeared on us. Oopsie. We're going to look at question 26A. Write each expression as a power and then evaluate it. So what they're looking for is they're checking your shortcut skills in this question. So if we look at the very first one, they give us 6 to the power of 4 times 6 to the power of 3. Remembering the shortcuts we learned in the last couple of videos, if my bases are the same and I'm multiplying, I can simply add up my exponents. So I get 6 to the power of 7 instead, which equals 279,936. And they're looking for both of those for your answers in question 26. So those are a couple of quick little hints and reviews for the review on page, starting on page 87. We're going to go over the rest of it in class. It'll be a nice long work period to finish as much of it as you can up before we do our assignments and before we do our unit test. See you in class.